Hey guys, welcome back to our series. This is a 3-part series about how the heck do you start buying a house? Who do you call? What do you do? These are 3 easy steps to get the ball rolling. You want to start doing this about 1 to 2 years before you want to do it, and you're going to hear them from an amazing mortgage broker, Katy.
Ooh, thank you very much, Tina. Mortgages are not necessarily interesting unless you're me. I love them and I love helping people. The key to getting in when you're really ready to go is the preparation, which can occur, as Tina just said, 1 to 2 years out, especially if you are self-employed. It can take you 2 full calendar years or in fact 2 full taxation years. So speaking to income, that's one of the 3 things to consider. If you're moving from employment to self-employment, if you have variability in your income, you have the ability to work more, you just haven't been, you can look to increase your income in the earning years prior to purchasing. Also working and liaising with your financial advisor and accountant, if you're lucky to have both, and making sure that you're drawing enough income out of either holding companies or incorporated companies, taxing yourself appropriately so you're not paying too much income tax. I am not a tax advisor, but such that you can earmark the right income for qualifying for the mortgage you're looking at. So that's number 1, income.
What about number 2, the credit?
Credit
That's
is
a daunting one. I hear it all the time as a realtor. It's like, they just don't think they can dig themselves out of a hole.
Well, you had a possible latte this morning, and I think now they're like $7 when you order them with oat milk.
Starbucks.
Okay? Yes, my Starbucks oat milk latte is $7. Okay. There is a thing called the latte factor. Look it up. It equates to, I think I posted this recently, about $14,000 worth of down payment if you're doing a $7 a day latte. And I did it on $5 a day, yes. Anyhow, I digress. Savings for down payment can come from multiple sources. The first thing to start with is a cash flow analysis. This sounds like a grade 11, grade 12 high school project. Trust me, do it. It is very interesting where you see where your cash flow is going. I guarantee you have 5 to 10 things that cost $9.95 US a month. High Netflix is now what, $15 a month?
It's nuts.
And
and Disney and Prime and I could go on, and you have to subscribe within all those.
the gym you don't go to.
Yeah, all these things.
Cut them all out. Take away what is unnecessary. If you have children that are on your car and you've got 2 cars in the household, they don't need to be able to drive both. Maybe only drive one. I know it's like $3,500 a year to have a teenager on your car. That's a big one for a lot of people. These are just ideas of ways of decreasing cash flow going to unnecessary items. Now, there's 3 categories. There's the I don't need, but I'd like to have, and then the must-have. So yes, you've got to pay for your rent or your housing currently, your car insurance, your hydro, those types of things. But there's some of the ones in the gray area that we can probably move to the not need if your primary goal is home ownership. So nobody likes to be told they're not going to have their $7 latte, but if you are looking for cash flow areas for savings, you also then need a solid financial advisor. And yes, there are advisors who will help you if you are looking at investing that very first dollar. There are advisors who don't necessarily need a $500,000, $1 million initial investment. And they will build plans for you, such as the new tax-free first home savings account, which is coming out soon.
That's a good one.
If you don't know about it, you need to know about it. Tax-free savings accounts and RSPs, and using them all in combination. There's a lot of avenues for first-time homebuyers to take advantage of these programs. Please use them. And again, don't save in cash. If you do have 2 to 5 to 10 years, you want to match your investments with your time horizon. So don't just put it in cash. It will erode with inflation, as we all very well know. So that's one. And looking then at your cash flow, speaking to bills, you want to start to look at paying off debt. If you have 10 grand in your bank account, but 10 grand credit card debt, take the money, pay off the debt. The debt compounds monthly at probably 29%. Pay off the highest interest debt first and then work down. There are circumstances where we can do pre-approvals based on a condition of paying out debt. So if you're not happy moving those monies right away, your net worth is your net worth. So assets minus liabilities. So even if you have 10 grand again in that savings account, but 10 grand of debt, it's still a net zero. And you can build wealth a lot faster when you're building just savings after paying out debt. So those are my three: looking at income, cash flow for savings and down payment, and then your credit.
And all these things too are not to be like locked into your memory, like I have to do all these things. You call on the professionals to help keep you on track with that. And that's the place you start, is with your mortgage broker. After you set all this up is when you come to the realtor and you give us the numbers that you have had agreed upon. It doesn't always have to be to the max. You don't have to buy the most that you're approved for. You can come down from there and make sure that you're comfortable with whichever purchase you're going to make with the realtor after you work out all these details. And they're big ones, they're intimidating, and they're very, honestly, it's a lifestyle change at first, but it's always temporary to get you to your goal.
It's also a language that a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah. Clam up.
And we're those weird ones that really love what we do, which means that we have several languages for saying the same thing. So if we're using one language and we notice that with this sort of standard terminology, things aren't making sense, we do have other ways of explaining it so that it is. And so that you don't feel, as a mature person purchasing real estate, like you're being spoken to, or spoken down to rather. So there's a lot of ways to explain these concepts that make it more tangible, more simple.
And at the end of the day, you are in the driver's seat, so you get to decide when and how these things happen. But we've noticed a lot of people are kind of like, oven mitts, I'm not touching financing, I'm not touching my loan, I'm not even gonna buy a house. We don't want you to be stuck there. We want to help you get out of that. So we're here to help you every step of the way. And if those things are you're not even understanding what some of the terms are, that is never something that we want you to halt on. Just ask us what it means. Yep. Nothing, no question is too stupid. I hear that all the time. Like,
every single day. It's like, that's what we're here for, the questions. Absolutely.
Feel free to ask anything. And that's the only way you're going to get ahead, is if you understand exactly what we're talking about, because it's for you what we're doing. So yeah, reach out anytime and stay tuned for the next part, which is where we talk about the real estate.